Pokemon Day has come and gone, and we now know that Pokemon Legends ZA is going to be releasing later this year. But I want to take a moment and just speculate. These are some of my own thoughts, rumors, not even rumors. These are my own thoughts, just what ifs, what could possibly be hidden away in this game that we know nothing about yet, other than the starters, couple characters, and the release window. Not even a full release date, just a release window. So the first area I really wanted to talk about what if is around the starters. So we know now the starters are going to be Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. I know people were caught off guard having two Johto starters. I personally was also caught off guard, but I was close. I did guess that we would get Chikorita and Tepig. I was thinking Piplup would be the third one instead of Totodile. Totodile was my choice B, so I wasn't too far off, but I'm not going to say I got it right. But what I want to talk about is the Gen 6 starters. We know that in Legends Arceus, we were able to find the Gen 4 starters, Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. They were in the wild, so we can think that we're probably going to be able to find the Gen 6 starters, or at least obtain them somehow here in Legends ZA. And my thought is, what if we get those as a gift second starter? So if you played through X and Y, you were given a second starter. The Kanto starters were available. You could pick one. I think there may be a chance that we have that same opportunity here in Legend ZA, where we are gifted one of the Gen 6 starters. Now, who that you pick for that Gen 6 starter is going to be up to you, but I think it's possible. Now, this is my own what if that the Gen 6 starters are given megas, and maybe the starters we select are only given forms, Colosian forms, whatever it may be. Because, I mean, Legends Arceus, we got new forms, but that was it. They didn't play to any of the gimmicks that were available around that time. So, I mean, Megas, maybe. I think maybe just new forms is what we can expect. But, we'll have to wait and see what those new forms look like. If we get the Gen 6 starters, are they going to get Megas? Are they going to get something else, some other sort of gimmick? Or I don't think they'll get forms because we're in the same region. But that's just one area to focus on. Another speculation around the starters is if they are given new forms, like they were in Legends Arceus, what would the second typings be? And would that give us a clue as to what the starters are going to be in Gen 10? So we know in Legends Arceus, the second typings were Dark, Fighting, and Ghost. And then in Gen 9, in Scarlet and Violet, the second typings of our starters were Dark, Fighting, and Ghost. So it seems like there's a good chance maybe they'll tease it again. And I know there's been some early guesses, rumors maybe, if you will, about Chikorita and Meganium becoming Fairy type. We've had Fairy type once before with Primarina. There's a chance I can do fairy typing again. And then building off of that, I had my own what ifs or ideas for the starter second typings. And I think Totodile evolving into a Colosian for alligator, if you will, would be really cool if it went with a dragon type. We've not had a dragon type starter yet. Dragon's not quite as strong as it used to be. With the fairy typing help to offset that. So say we get Meganium as grass fairy, Feraligatr as water dragon, and then we end up with Emboar as a potential fire steel Pokemon. I think that would be a really cool type combo. And then if that is the starter combo for Gen 10, even if they mix and match them up, if we have Dragon Fairy Steel on top of the Water Fire Grass, I think that would be a really cool type combo. Gen 10 would be really cool. And that's just my own predictions, my own guesses of the typings for the starters. We know that Chikorita did have a fairy move in the trailer. They do everything intentional. Is that fairy move there because we're getting some sort of fairy addition to Meganium? Whether that's a form or a mega, we'll have to wait and see. But I think giving it a form, fairy form, give it a second typing of fairy, I should say, would be really cool for Meganium. And then for alligator being dragon and Emboar being steel, obviously they would be quad effective against their alternate starters, but I think that would be a really cool type combo for the Legend CA starters. The next thing I want to speculate about, and again, these are just my kind of my own thoughts and some things I've read, is about the actual release date for Legends EA. We know that they set the release window as late 2025, and I think there's a couple factors that could maybe tie into this. The one seems less likely, and that is that they want to release a Switch and a Switch 2 version of the game. We saw this with Breath of the Wild when it released. They released a Switch and a Wii U version. I think this seems more unlikely that they would release both. I think it'll just be Legends EA on the Switch. Probably run better on the Switch too, but I don't think they're going to do a Switch 2 and a Switch version. That's just one reason to maybe delay it longer, because we don't have didn't give us a specific release window or release date, because we don't have the Switch 2 release date. The next thought is GTA 6. It has been confirmed through different sources with Rockstar that GTA 6 is coming out this year. We don't know when, and I think a lot of game companies right now are hesitant to give official release dates because they want to wait and see when GTA 6 releases. I know Pokemon, GTA, probably pretty different audiences for the most part, because Pokemon you think toward kids, GTA is adults, but there are a lot of adults that play Pokemon, so it's definitely something to consider when it comes to releasing this game. They want to be able to get some of that publicity. If you release the same weekend as GTA 6, you're not going to get any of the gaming publicity. You'll get some of the Pokemon specific people, but anything beyond that, everybody's going to want to play in GTA 6. So it's likely they want to try to avoid any conflict there when it comes to that release date. And then the last thing I want to talk about also kind of correlates to the release date. If they're just simply waiting to not tell us the release date, I think there's a chance maybe, and I saw some other people speculating this, that maybe Pokemon Legends EA releases in October. And the reason being is we got X and Y initially in October. X and Y released on the 3DS October 12th. October 12th is a Sunday, so maybe somewhere around there. I think it still more relies on when GTA is going to release. I think if GTA releases in September, they go with a November release for ZA. If GTA is not releasing till November, then I could see October being a better option for a Legends ZA release. And would I like to see a Switch 1 and Switch 2 version? Yes and no. We don't know when the Switch 2 is coming yet. We won't find out that information for another month, so we need to see when the Switch 2 is actually going to release, what the cost of that is. I don't think it's going to be worth it to them to produce the copies for the Switch 2 when they don't know how the Switch 2 is yet going to sell. So it would make sense just to do a Switch 1 version, have it run better on the Switch 2, and for all we know, the gameplay trailer or the trailer we saw could have been recorded from a Switch 2. We'll just have to wait and see. But hopefully, we get some more information soon. I think maybe we get another trailer either April, May, maybe after the Switch 2 one, or they hold off. I don't know that they'll hold off till Worlds, but we might get another trailer at Worlds with some more information. So we'll just have to wait and see. As that stuff is released, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. To make sure you hit that subscribe button here on the channel, as we're getting closer and closer, climbing up and trying to hit 10K this year. That would be awesome. So I appreciate all you guys. Be sure to hit that like button as well, and I will see you next time. Take care.